Hey family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to talk with you um about a few things. Um One thing that I was thinking about today is that people are feeling down a lot. Um and I was just talking in another video about one of the things that could get a person down. One thing is social media. You're looking at someone else's life, you're looking at their pictures, and you're thinking, oh, they look happy, and you're not happy, or they got a million friends, and you feel like you don't have any friends, or whatever it is. Come back to reality. One, you know that when a person posts on social media, they're supposed to be posting stuff so that they look happy. That's the game. You look happy even if you're not really happy. Um, because they want other people to think they're thinking about other people's lives and they want other people to think that they're happy. And at least in the picture they look happy so that they're showing, their best self or their best life to their to the audience, to the people that are watching this. It's really important for you to remember that you are you need to enjoy your life and don't worry about what someone else is doing, thinking, the picture um that they have, because if you wanted to, you could Photoshop your own photo in with a handsome man or, a beautiful woman, and you could put it up there like you're happy. And you can look really happy if that's what you want. You don't, there's so many things that you could do, but you could create images of yourself and your significant other looking really happy. So there's a lot of things that you could do, but I mean, it's up to you. You could do whatever you want, and make it look really real if you wanted to. Um, so you don't have to do that, but the thing is, like, the point is someone else could have photoshopped a photo and made it look like it was real when it really wasn't. And so here this person might be having a meltdown over this photo that could have been photoshopped and maybe never happened. And if it did, I'm sure, when you take a wedding photo, people are trying to put their best, you know, images in the wedding photo so that they look real, but they're not really real. They're just, pictures. And the person may have just gone, to a place, tried on a wedding dress, tried on a tux, and taken pictures together, and then showed it to everyone, saying, oh, yeah, we could show off our photos and we could say it was a private wedding and all this stuff. If you really want to do it, you could do it and just Photoshop photos all day long if that's what you really wanted to do to make it look like, it was you. And it doesn't have to be. So just keep in mind, people do a lot um, to make it appear as though they're happy when they may not be. And for you, you just got to remember, live your life and enjoy yourself and do whatever it is that you want to do. You can't be focused on someone else, their life. What your happiness comes from is you doing the things that you enjoy. It's like a byproduct. Um, Instead of you saying you're that the ultimate goal is to get to that because you go in and out of emotions. So remember that it's important for you to just focus on being happy. That's what you want to do. Um, but instead of paying attention to other people, what they're doing, what they're thinking, how they're feeling, and they're living their life and all that stuff, and you're feeling like you're not happy, they're happy and they, have everything that they want, may not be true. For you, you just need to focus on doing the things that you enjoy doing, enjoy your life instead. Instead of thinking about the things that you don't have, think about the things that you do have. Be grateful for the things that you do have. So, if you think about it this way, and I know it takes a minute for you to sometimes wrap your head around this concept. If you think about it, imagine you're in a room, and in this room, there's a tiny window. If you look out the window, you can see one tree, but there is a whole forest, and there's a park, and there are homes, and there's all types of stuff, and the sky is beautiful blue, and there's, the sun is shining, and it's so beautiful. But all you could see is this one tree out of that tiny window in the room that you're in. That's sometimes what your perspective is like when you feel down. You can only see the one tree. But if you go outside, you could see all this beautiful scenery and everything. You're like, oh my goodness, I was only thinking there was one tree out here. There's a forest and there's beautiful homes and all this stuff and beautiful blue sky and the sun is out, it's shining. Park, it's so beautiful out here. All I was seeing was that one tree. That's right. Think. All you're seeing is this one little tree. But if you open up your perspective, if you think in a different way, if you just allow yourself to expand a little bit, you will see there's so much more than you're seeing out of that tiny little window. So don't let that be your perspective, that you think it's this one tiny little thing, and all this is the only thing that there is in the world. No, there's a big, beautiful world out there, but all you can see sometimes is the one little part of it. Allow yourself to imagine even that there's so many more parts, so many more things. Like instead of thinking, well, if maybe one person thinks, well, they have to get this job at this factory and that's the way that they're going to make money and become successful. But what if they get offers from 10 other places? Do they turn down all those other places and say, no, the factory is it? Or do they consider, maybe I should take some interviews, you know, maybe I should consider some other jobs? And then they might find that one of those 10 jobs, right, that they got offered, it's an amazing opportunity. Great people, supportive management, great pay, they have fun, nice vacations, all these things that could be theirs, but they turn it all down for this one factory that ain't even hiring. It's not even that great. People ain't nice. The management is terrible. The job is awful and all this stuff. But you turn all these opportunities down for this one thing. So just consider, stop doing that to yourself. Allow yourself to be expansive, more expansive. Be more open. Allow yourself to be open to other opportunities, because that's not the what you're thinking isn't all there is. And, something else that I was talking about that I was thinking about earlier too. Some people will say they'll complain about what they don't have, or, if they're not in a certain place that they want to be. But I'm saying, well, did you take all the steps that it takes to get to that place, or do that thing, or have that thing, or the money, or, the car, the house, or the partner, or whatever? And they say, well, no. And I'm saying, well, why would you expect to have that thing if you didn't take all the steps that you need to take? And then when you get that, you must maintain it. So you got to do certain things to maintain it. People who live like, say, millionaire, billionaire lifestyle, they have to do stuff to maintain that lifestyle, who they are and all that. They have to maintain it. They wear certain clothes, they go certain places, they have, certain company that they keep, or certain friends or acquaintances. They go to certain places, they do certain work, or what philanthropy or what have you. There's so many things that they do to maintain a certain lifestyle. So if you're ready to maintain this certain lifestyle, you can you can say, okay, you're ready, and you can do it. But if you're not ready, if you're not going to do it, why would you think that it's a good idea for you to have a certain lifestyle? So you got to start thinking about these things. If I do this, have this lifestyle, I'm going to have to maintain it. That means I'm going to have to do certain things. Are you ready? So, for example, a person might say, well, they want a huge group of friends. Well, do you know what it takes to maintain a huge group of friends? Ask someone that's got a huge group of friends. They stay in touch with each other. They do stuff together. They might have phone meetings. Or Zoom meetings. They might, do activities, go shopping together, go on trips together. They're out and about together. They talking on the phone all the time, or whatever it is that they're doing. They got to maintain that friend group. If you ain't doing what you need to do to maintain the friend group, why would you think that you would have a friend group like that? If you're not doing it doing whatever you need to do to maintain the finances, like being a billionaire, why would you think that you should be a billionaire? Like, there are things that you need to do to get it, and then things you need to do to keep it. If you're not going to keep it, or whatever it is, why would you think that you're gonna be able to do it? Now don't get me wrong, there are some people that are rare, and they don't talk on the phone all the time, and they're not having meetings and talking to people all the time and going places and doing things. But usually, if you have a huge friend group, you're gonna be doing social stuff. And if you don't want to do that social stuff, it's probably not a good idea for you to build it up if you are not going to maintain it. So just keep that in mind. If you want a certain outcome, you're going to have to do certain things. You're going to have to take steps, take action to get those things. A lot of people feel like they can just get it, but do nothing. Even if you got to change your mindset, that's work. That's doing, that's taking action. If you're not even willing to change your mindset, why would you think that you're going to get different results, a different outcome? You got to take some kind of action. You got to do something, because the first and most important thing is changing your mind, your mindset. Once you change your mindset, then you'll get inspired to take action. You got to take action. You got to do some things. If you're not going to do those things, you're not going to get the outcome. Even like I said, if it's just changing your mindset, got to change your mindset. So that's, one huge thing. 99.9% they said is your mind, your attitude. It's not the specific actions. People can take different actions and get to the same goal, but you got to just change your mind first. That's the biggest thing that you can do. It's changing your mind. And like I said, then you get inspired, take action. Okay. Then you take the action, right? Immediately, as soon as you can, and you'll see the results. So just remember, like a lot of people might feel down and they're saying they feel a certain way. Well, are you doing stuff on a day-to-day basis that'll help you feel better? Because people who feel better, it's because they do stuff to feel better, even if it's just changing their mindset again. That's taking action. So consider, if you want certain things, you're gonna have to take certain actions. If you don't want to take them actions, like I said, even if it's just changing your mind, it'll be tough for you to get the results, the outcomes that you want. So just remember, if you want certain outcomes, you got to take certain actions. When you take those actions, you can get the outcomes, but you can't be upset, mad, lashing out and all that. You're not taking action to get what you want. Got to take this action to get the the thing that you want, or else why would you expect it to happen for you? It wouldn't make sense. So, things to consider. So you want to get different results, think different. That's the start. All right, y'all. So I am gonna get off here for now, and I want to make another video, but I'm hoping that this helps you. Um, think about this in a different way. You want something different, do something different. If you want the same results, keep doing the same stuff and see what you get. All right. All right, I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to um, making some more videos for you, but I just wanted to put this video out there because I think it's important. If you want different results, you got to do something different. If you want the same results, keep doing the same stuff, but I don't think you want the same results. I think you want something different. So be prepared to take action and do something different, even if it's just changing your mind, allowing yourself to take on a different perspective, to open up your perspective, to think in a different way about things, to believe that things can change, to allow things to change. Don't keep yourself stuck in the same place arguing for, you know, sadness, being down, feeling bad. Why are you fighting and arguing with someone else to stay in a position that you don't even want to be in? Because some people will argue, right? And they'll say that they're sad, they're feeling low, they're this, they're that. And another person says, well, why don't you do something fun? Why don't you get out? Why don't you, see if you could enjoy yourself? And that person will say no. Well, if you keep doing the same thing, why would you think that anything would change for you, right? Maybe you should consider doing something different to get a different result. Maybe you should consider, you know what? Maybe you should start doing some fun things, watching some fun videos, reading some fun stuff, listening to some music that you enjoy, talking to people that you enjoy talking to. Try something different. What you've been doing hasn't been working. Why don't you listen to someone else and try to do something different? And maybe, just maybe, that could get you a different outcome. All right. So Again, I'm really going to get off this time. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to bring you another video soon. As always, happy lightning fast manifesting, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. All right. Bye for now.